Okay, so our third one, we want to talk about the difference that is occurring here. So what do we expect our next number to be?
61.
And how did you guys get that?
Add 10.
So you're adding 10 each time? So our next one would be 61. For number 4, how are we getting from one number to the next? So is there something common that we could add to each of them? Jim? So yeah, each time we're multiplying by 3. So times 3, times 3, times 3. So negative 9 times 3 is?
27.
Negative 27. So now we have 2 conjectures. So we want to see what this works out to be. So the first one is the sum of 3 odd numbers is always. So if you do not know this off the top of your head, we can test it out. So the sum of 3 odd numbers, X already told us the answer, but what's your favorite 3 odd numbers?
3, 3, 3.
We can do 3 plus. I like, let's see, 27 plus 3 plus Ginger.
Did we do 1 and 2?
We did 1 and 2, yes.
No, you gotta draw the new one.
So these are our new ones. So what would you expect to be next in the pattern? So you see that each of these is what? X? They're all odd. We can even add our ones that we have here. 3 plus 9 plus 37, and we're going to get another odd number. My last class asked a lot of questions on what does it mean to be non-zero. Non-zero itself means not zero. So the square of a non-zero number is always
Even.
So let's try it. So what's a non-zero number?
33.
Okay, 33 is really large. Let's choose one that's between.
2
We can do 4 and 1.
and 2.
2 is fine. So 4 squared is? 1 squared is? 2 squared is? Okay. What else do we have? What else do we want to try?
5,
We can do 5. 5 squared is?
25.
And let's try something in a different realm. So let's try negative 2. What's negative 2 squared? Negative 2 squared is going to be a positive 4 because 2 negative numbers turns into a positive. So now you have enough information based on these examples to tell. So the square of a non-zero number is always? So is it always even? 3 squared is? 9, not an even number. So it's always positive. Because anything times itself, if it's negative times negative, become a negative or become a positive. Positive times a positive is positive. So we see here, it's always going to be positive. So the next one tells you that they are false. It tells you you're false, and now you have to provide a counter example. So the quotient of 2 whole numbers is always a whole number. So what does it mean to be a quotient?
The answer to a...
Yep, it's division, right? Quotient's division. So what are some 2 whole numbers? Any 2 whole numbers that you like? 2 and? So 2 divided by 8 is what? 1/4.
Oh, wait. 2 divided by
2 divided by 8 is 1/4 a whole number? Nope, that's your counterexample. It's not a whole number. We've already shown that it is wrong. Your next one says, if today is the day that starts, or is the day that starts with the letter T, then yesterday must have been Monday.
False, because if Thursday can be Wednesday.
Yep, so today is the example of it, right? We are on Thursday, and yesterday was not Monday. Thank goodness.
The only part that y'all got to.
What? That question looks...
Okay, so our next one is using the diagram, answer the following steps. Before we get too far, there's a line on here. It's just hard to see because of the gray. There's a line right here. So if you need to highlight it, and it's line L. It does not look like an L, but that is an L. I'll try it again. So it's line L. Okay. So our next one is name 4 coplanar points. What does it mean to be coplanar?
They run on like same line with different line.
So coplanar You're thinking of something slightly different. Coplanar just means what Kaylin just said. They lie on the same plane. So what are 4 points that lie on the same plane?
Oh, P.
So be careful. P is actually not a point. There's no dot with it. P is the name of this plane.
Oh, what?
A, B, C, D.
So Rio's right. A, B, C, and D are 4 points that lie on the same plane. So name 3 collinear points. What are 3 points that lie on the same line? Since it's collinear. A, B, C lie on the same line. A, B, C. Okay, name 2 coplanar lines. So 2 lines that lie on the same plane?
How are those tests?
Yes. Say it one more time. F, G. And which other one? Line. So the ones on the same one are going to be line L and line FG. I did not put the little arrows to make that a line. We could have also said line L. And we could have said AB or AC. So line L is the crease between those 2 planes. Is name the point the plane that contains E, F, and G, and I hear it. You guys just told me it's P. False. So 2 lines intersect at more than 1 point. Lines intersect at more than 1 point. True or false?
False.
How many points do they intersect at? So false is the correct answer. It intersects at 1.
I was right.
Yep.
You got right on it?
So 1 point. And then I drew a picture to show it in case you were unsure. So number 14, a line contains more than 2 points. True or false?
True.
It's true, right? You can have a line. We can name A, B, C. All on there. And then the intersection of 2 planes is a line. True or false?
True.
It is true. You can even see that happening below. We have multiple planes here. But if you just took the 2 shaded planes, this one and this one, you see that it intersects right at that line. So on to our question there, number 16. Name the intersection of EB and BC. It intersects at point B. Yep. Okay. So the next one says name the intersection of plane ABC. So plane ABC is this front triangle. And FA. Where do they intersect? They intersect just at that 1 point A. Okay. Next up, we have the intersection of plane FAB. So plane FAB. And it intersects plane ECD. So where do these 2 planes intersect? BE. And it's a segment, so you put a line on top of it. Last but not least, we have number 19. Name the intersection of the plane ABC and the plane FED. So we know plane ABC is the front face plane that we're seeing. So we have it here. But where is plane EFD? It's the complete opposite side, right? So where do they intersect? Yeah. Okay. So where do they intersect?
They don't.
They don't. The answer is no. Don't intersect. Okay. AC. What is the length of AC?
16.
It's going to be 16, but we know it because AC equals AB plus BC, which is going to be 11 plus 5, which is 16. 15. Nope, 16. Try it again, Jenkins. Okay, 16. Okay. The next one is QR, but now we're looking for the smaller segment. We're looking for QR, and we have QS, and we have RS. So I set this up as the total segment. QS equals QR plus RS. QS is what distance? 21 equals QR, which is what I'm looking for, plus RS, which is 13. Or subtract the 13 to the other side. We get 8 equals QR. So our first one is find the measure of the angle. So we're looking for the angle ABD, which is our big angle. So the measure of angle ABD equals the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle CBD. And we know that this is 45 degrees and this is 60 degrees. So it has to equal 105 degrees. Okay. The next one, be careful. This line here is telling you that this whole angle is 155 degrees. So the measure,
It says angle ABC, then it says what after that?
and then it says plus the measure of angle CBD.
Okay.
And now we have the measure of angle KLM equals the measure of angle KLN plus the measure of angle NLM. So our two smaller ones. We see that the big angle has a measure of 155 degrees. And we see that our two smaller angles are 63 degrees. And the one we are looking for, which is the measure of angle NLM, that's written too close. I don't like it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Coda?
I have a question on this list.
Okay, give me 1 second. And he received 92. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
92 degrees. So in chapter 2, we had bisecting segments. You know that JL is 17. We see that this little tick mark here, what does it mean? Doesn't mean halfway, it means we put tick marks on sides to show congruence. Yep.
Can I look at my notes first?
You can set it off to the side, check your notes. Okay. So we have congruence between those two parts. So you know that KJ has to be 17 because they're congruent. So that means that we're looking for KL. KL is going to be 17 plus 17, which is 34. The same idea is being applied to the next one. We see that we have RQ, which is 5.7, which means that RP is how much?
5.7.
Has to be 5.7, which means that PQ is equal to 5.7 plus 5.7,
10.4.
which is going to be 11.4. I'll take it. That's pretty good. Any questions on this slide? Okay, so the next one is finding the midpoint. We have a midpoint formula. What's our midpoint formula?
Isn't it like y, x minus,
So it's x1
x
plus,
minus x on me? Not
it's
plus.
actually plus.
Plus for real?
Give me 1 second, I'll be right there.
Oh,
Okay.
usually you subtract one is negative.
We have x1 as 0 plus 8 divided by 2, comma 0 plus 2 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is? 2 divided by 2 is? Nice job. Hey, our next one, would anybody like to set that one up? We have 4 plus 2 divided by 2. 7 plus 13 divided by 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6 divided by 2 is? 7 plus 13 divided by 2? 10. And our last one of this type, negative 3 plus 5 divided by 2. Negative 6 plus 4 divided by 2. So negative 3 plus 5 is a positive 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 6 plus 4 is a negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. The key part of the next group of questions is right here, is that it's being bisected. If you do not read the fact that this is bisected, this question is super confusing.
I ain't got it. I don't know where they went.
So we know that it's been bisected. So if this angle right here is 11, and the whole angle's been bisected, what is the measure of RQS?
11.
Has to be 11 because it's bisected, has to be the same. So it has to be 11 degrees. So we know the measure of SQR equals 11 degrees. What's the measure of angle PQR? Well, angle PQR is the big angle, right? So the measure of angle PQR is just going to be 11 degrees plus 11 degrees, which is 22 degrees. That's right. Okay. Our next one, number 7. We have the value of the big angle. So angle PQR is 120 degrees. If it's being bisected, what happens to the angle? It's being cut.
Wait, is that one? PQP?
Nope. Thank you. PQR. Hey. So we have the big angle and we're looking for the two smaller angles. It's being bisected. What happens to the big angle? It's being split in two, right? Because bisected means it's being split into two congruent angles. So all I have to do is take 121, divide by 2. It does not come out even, but it comes out with a nice decimal. So what do you get?
I want to say,
What'd you say?
60, it's like
It's a
60.5.
60.
Yep, it's 60.5. So it's not a bad decimal, at least it's a friendly decimal.